Today's the day.
This is the day Juan Epstein becomes global.
Hey, keep talking, because I like when Big was talking over Puff's verse.
Puff's rapping.
He's rapping his heart out. Ladies gets in the back, yo, I think I need my shit up a little bit.
That
was like one of the greatest moments of hip hop. The fact that Puff allowed that showed me that he cared more about the music than his personal performance.
You mean that he kept that?
Yes.
It was kind of genius. It is kind of genius. Oh, by the way,
it's super genius.
That Victory?
Yes, he's rapping.
His heart out.
Hold on. Cypher, real quick. By the way, Sean Carter, Jay-Z is on Juan Epstein, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a very distinct voice. They know.
But I want to announce what it is. It's official. It's Juan Epstein.
Like your
yo. Yo, I think I need my mic up, yo.
Before we get started, man.
Need the headphones.
Me too.
Before we get started, I just want to say, Jay, I thought we was on the same wavelength.
And so you offered him a tart.
We're the only guys that have this vest.
Yes.
You and me.
Yes.
I thought you would wear it today. Like, I'm gonna see Cypher.
Brothers.
It's a little warm out for the vest.
I know.
This
vest is very hot. But
yeah. It's heavy and
literally
it's like
and
suede up top with some kind of.
I got this vest from BBC, and I was like, they're like, you want this vest? I was like, that's cool. I don't know. It's a little short on me. They're like, oh, there's only one other one. We just gave it to Jay-Z. Oh, yeah.
Let me get that. Me and Jay could be vest brothers. Okay, well,
we could be vest friends.
Hi-yo! This is why he gets paid.
So listen, before we get into some real hip hop stuff, I want to ask you this, Jay.
Wow.
I want to ask you about my Juan Epstein brother. What was Cypher Sounds like when he was doing work for Jay-Z?
He was the laziest.
Right.
Now he had Cypher's just a super passionate guy. Even when he was wrong, a lot of times he was just honest and super passionate, and
Did he do anything worthwhile? Did he bring any artists to the table?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I helped with True Life.
Yeah.
I helped with True Life. I tried to bring Damian Marley, but it couldn't go through.
It was close though. It was close. He sat in my office and we almost had it done, and then it got into like Marley Estate, and then it just got.
They shut it down.
Yeah.
Then I brought Polo the Don around before he blew up.
Yeah.
See, I was asking Jay what he remembered.
Yeah, sorry.
This is what you remember.
I don't remember.
I didn't work with him hand in hand every day.
I know what you're talking about.
Hey, yo. That's gonna be the theme for the day.
Yo.
I should have stayed, man. I should have
Am I
stayed.
gonna say something?
Are you allowed to speak?
Not
of
really.
course, I'm allowed to speak, but they're doing their Juan Ep thing.
Oh, so you're not.
We have designated time for
I
K-Fox.
have important questions for you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let them do their thing, and then,
We're going to let her. See, Jay, why do you...
And she brought the nails out early.
It goes...
Because they said, we're going to do a Juan Ep, then you can ask your questions.
Well, because we felt like the hip-hop...
I'm sorry, that wasn't right.
Hip-hop...
Thank you, Jay.
I want you guys to know her feelings are hurt behind this.
Thank you.
No, we gave our own...
Now y'all got to deal with this.
We have to deal with it every day.
Okay, let me...
I'm having the ill deja vu right now.
Let's include her a little bit.
Thank you,
Hold
Jay.
on.
Yay.
You want to include
Juan
her?
Epstein and Juan... No, it's just hip-hop.
Yeah, he's on a first-name basis with Juan Ep.
Juan Ep. Yeah, because you're a super huge pop star now.
Oh, yes.
I've always been a pop star.
But you're bigger.
Really? Because I was just watching the Can't Get with that video, and it didn't feel.
You know how many people was out there?
Yeah, it was
a lot.
Was it crazy? And why in God's name were you wearing a Reggie Miller jersey?
It was
to be that big a dick.
No, I had blue and yellow sneakers on.
That's all it was. It wasn't a political. It wasn't like I'm from New York, but fuck New York kind of thing.
No, I had the blue and yellow joints. Come on.
You know I didn't, Pete, that I'm white. I don't always notice the shoe matching game.
Yeah, we never wore the jerseys. We didn't consider the names on the back. We just
matching
colors.
He doesn't know how to match.
No. Look, my sneakers have a little red.
Yeah, actually,
you dressed up today.
No,
I
dressed up today.
Well, you said we have to do a thing for BBC, so I wore an actual matching thing.
Dressed up today.
But did you did always feel like back in the day on your early shit? Shout out to my man, my brother Quartermain, who's from Brooklyn, and always was putting me. You know how Brooklyn cats are about Jay-Z. He was down in Maryland, always talking about you, and was like, you got to listen to everything he's saying and how much shit came true. And when you go back, the level of shit that you feel like you had mapped out in your head that played out is pretty insane. Like, you did believe you were that back then.
Yeah, one of my first rhymes was, "I'm the king of hip hop." renewed like the Reebok, the key, and like, and it's like the deal with Reebok, the whole thing. It was just just putting those things in the air and just manifesting.
So are you a real big believer on that? And picturing, that was what they always taught me in basketball camp. You lay in bed at night, you picture the game the next day.
Of course.
And that's actually happened for you. Like, did you picture it this far? Like, go honestly.
Well,
going this far.
You listen to it. Somehow I felt it. While you read the source, I read the Rob report, and it's the Fortune 5, top 5 in the Forbes. You'll see as you thumb through the Forbes, I read the Rob report. It was like this whole thing about manifesting all these things. So, yeah, I felt it somewhere.
Okay, but you was rhyming. Did you think you would do it in hip-hop? Because you did it, not just hip-hop, you did it with all these other things, like... Did you know you would get into like
I didn't know
clothing
where it would come from.
and
no, of course not.
Art, like you're like this. I hear you talking about Basquiat. You made me go research this guy because I always hear you talking about it. Like the song, like the way you described that song in the book. I was like, let me go read this guy. I thought when I used to hear that name, it was like an old Russian painter. Right. I didn't know he was around in the 80s.
You guys were around in New York at the same time.
I know. You
probably bumped into Basquiat.
You definitely seen him somewhere, right?
Like that was.
And you definitely seen his tag on the wall,
right?
Samo. It's just like he was a part of culture. He was a part of hip hop culture. He was a graffiti artist. He was, that became this ultra super popular artist after his death.
And how many paintings?
Became pop.
Right. But the craziest shit is that we've said all the time is about you, is that about 6 times in your career, and let me say straightforward, I was a fan, like I bought the In My Lifetime 12-inch on payday. You know what I'm saying? I loved Can I Get Open. But I was in Maryland, so I didn't know about your shit in Brooklyn, that like you were kind of popping in Brooklyn. I didn't have that idea. I just thought of you as this rapper, whatever. And then over the years, you keep hitting these plateaus. I'm like, all right, Jay-Z is now. He went from that underground dude where I was all psyched that I bought Reasonable Doubt, like my underground shit, to now he's got Ain't No, to now he's got Hard Knock Life, Big Pimpin'. This last year, did it feel clearly like you went to a whole fucking another joint?
Yeah, my intention was to make. I started out making the Blueprint 3. I was gonna go all over the world. I had these conversations with Femi Kuti. And I wanted to make this world album with all these different sounds from Africa and Spain. I wanted to get all the credible and incredible artists from all these places to make this world album. Then Kanye met me in Manchester, and he bought all these different beats. So it changed. The album changed, but the feeling of it was exactly what I wanted to accomplish. It became the biggest worldwide album I ever had. So my intentions to make the album was to make a worldwide album. Just sonically it didn't sound the way I thought it would in my mind. But
you pictured it literally like more world music influenced?
Yeah, like, hey,
right.
Yeah.
But did you do that? Did you have that plan to become a bigger artist, or you just wanted to experiment with music?
No, I knew I was going to go around the world. I wanted to make a world album and travel the world and play music in places I hadn't played, in Germany and in...
Hit all the festivals, all the major festivals.
Yeah.
But
I had the whole thing laid out for this year. I meant for last year.
Right. Yeah. Damn. Because I was like, when I heard the New York record, I was like, yo, this is huge. This record is incredible. But it's going to be local.
It's a local tune.
So he made a little local record.
Like his Dear Summer freestyle.
Yeah.
Like how they play that on the West Coast, like.
And it's a monster.
Playing in Germany.
I know.
Sing it like it's New York. It's the emotion in the song, like the feeling of you could go someplace else and start all over, and be something. New York just happened to be the place I'm from, but it's the other words in the chorus that people really relate to. The melody is just so big that everyone sings it, but what resonates with people is those words, in the chorus.
Yeah. And my friend lives at 560 State Street.
I know.
It's crazy.
That's an ultimate shout out. Almost too good a shout out.
It's a little disrespectful.
Hey, do you want to
address out there?
Do you want to go back to the thing we were talking about?
Okay, yeah.
Playing earlier.
Let's go back.
All right, so this came out recently. What we're gonna play, you're gonna know. It's a classic from your career.
The full version came out recently.
The full version just leaked with the ad libs and everything, so all the nerds got excited, and you'll know what we're talking about in a second.
Back to my man. Here I come again, run.
Oh, that's not it. Sorry, this one.
Down. Word up.
Say what?
95 style. I got my man Jay-Z here.
Jay-Z. Boy,
Step
how
up
you
to the
been?
mic.
Step up
Yeah, word up, the single's called Put It On. It's in stores right now. Produced by my man Buck Wow. And the chorus got Kid Capri. It got an LG remix, which you heard Low Aligo. Word up.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
I was just wondering if that was a condom endorsement.
Oh, nah.
Yo, we also got the Graveyard, right? That's coming up next. With Jay-Z on it. But we got Jay-Z in the place. What's up, baby?
What's up, man?
Yeah.
I just came about that hectic party, man, down at the city, man. That shit was hectic, man. Cops in there with shotguns and all that.
Yeah.
And that was an R&B party, man, you know?
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm
the
trying to
plague is everywhere.
It was probably Reef.
Yeah, it's probably man Daddy Reef. Yeah. Yo, be you up here, you know what I'm saying? So
I don't give a goddamn who it was. I'm here now.
You do your thing, baby.
So you like?
What the fuck were you talking about? Do you remember the party you're talking about?
I came from a party and it was like a shootout and cops in there with shotguns, so I was still on that high and I was trying to
So what time of the day
down.
was this? 3 in the morning?
Yeah.
Cause Stretch and Bob niggas used to go up there to rhyme
Yeah.
At 3.
at 4. Like it was over by 5.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
after you go out, you could still go and get on the radio.
Yeah.
What was your like relationship like with Big L? Where did that come from?
He was like one block away from 140th, and Damon knew him as a kid, I guess, growing up. And then, you know, we went on his block one day, and we had like a half a battle, and we just clicked from there. And he had a single out, like I think called "Broken English." We were about to sign him right before he passed away. Like we were about to sign him to Rockefeller.
Broken language.
Broken Language, yeah.
That was the
No.
That was a Smooth the Hustler record. You mean Ebonics?
Ebonics, yeah. Sorry.
He was gonna sign to Rock
Yeah.
before he passed away.
It was,
I remember I
it
heard
was
that.
a done deal.
So you just stayed in touch with him over like that because this is 90.
Is that 95? It says 95.
Yeah, because that's when you're talking about the single "In My Lifetime." That was 95. The single "In My Lifetime."
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just stayed in touch, and then that was the word is that Jay, he was going to be with Rockefeller.
Yeah.
And I was saying to Syph earlier, I was like, back in the day when everyone used to say that about Big L, his potential, I always thought he was nice, but I was like, I couldn't see him being commercial. But then again, I didn't know Jay-Z was going to become Madonna. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Big L, actually, do you think he could have popped off?
Absolutely. I think he was very talented, very talented writer. I mean, once you have that, as you grow as a writer, depends on whether you're going to be a star and keep going or you just write in your own box. I think he had the ability to, write big records and big choruses and just worldly records. Yeah.
Because he really just...
He talked about some street shit.
Everyone
street
starts like that, pretty much.
Ebonics is sick, though.
That's what I mean.
Like,
Like,
broke
when you
the
make
slang,
that
like-
sort of record.
Right, so you saw that he was going to go...
Exactly.
Yeah, 'cause that's a sick... He's just not rhyming about the block. He like...
He actually, it's a total
Translated
themed
shit.
record.
Yeah.
So since you have this book out, it comes out today?
Today. Tomorrow.
Yeah, whatever.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Today.
Yeah.
The book is ill. You break down you take your song and you break down certain references that people might not understand, or even if they do understand, you have a whole story about that one line. It's a sick book.
I think the most important thing about the book is people need to understand. I don't know if everybody, maybe they do, is that it's basically the story behind the song, and it's about the generation and what was going on. It's almost putting songs in context, because anything without context could be crazy. Like, I always think about that movie of Denzel, I forget the name, where he's in the hospital with a gun, and a black man in the hospital with a gun sounds like the worst shit ever. But when his son is dying,
Oh, yeah.
playing in
it was like based on a true story.
John
Yeah.
Q.
John Q. Yeah.
and it's the way they're treating his son in the hospital, and he's gonna die if he don't get this heart transplant. If you give that to the rest of the story, it has context, and now you can relate to him as a human being.
Right,
So
but
when I give you what was going on in our neighborhoods with the crack epidemic and Reaganomics and all this stuff, now you start to, I'm not saying that we didn't do wrong things, because he did wrong things as well.
Yeah.
And I know it's just a movie, but I'm just saying it was based on a true story, and I'm just giving you context, for some of the choices that we made.
No, because if you watch the news, you hear 4 kids in Brooklyn arrested for selling crack.
Right.
You're like, oh, they're evil, they're drug dealers, they should go to jail.
They're taking the easy way out.
Right, but then you tell the story of how they got there, what happened.
You know what's funny?
Exactly.
You know what's funny about that? I learned this from Syph, because my suburban way of thinking is so different than Fox and Syph. In sports, when I listen to sports talk radio now, and they analyze what's happening between a player and a coach, the way we operate in the white world is you hear the story and you go, well, what a fucking jackass. I can't, like, this week was about Brad Childress. Why are the Vikings speaking badly about their coach anonymously? And everyone's like, Joe Theismann calls up and he goes, these are cowards. How would you ever speak to the media about your coach, blah, blah, blah. And now, because the Sife's always pointing out to think about what the situation might be in full, I'm like, well, they may not know what these guys' relationships are with the coach.
Right.
They may have no idea what the context is. But white people jump out the window without context.
Right.
So this is actually a really important book, especially for your new audience.
Yeah.
Because people who know hip-hop read into your lyrics a whole different way than cats who are from the pop world.
Right.
Read into it. And even I was like that. Before my man, Quarterman, put me on to half your lyrics, I was singing them, but I really didn't know what you were saying.
Right.
And thank God you weren't using 5% lingo, because the Sif could tell you I didn't understand anything that was being said.
Yo, I taught him about 5% stuff and then told him to go back and listen to Wu-Tang. It was like a whole new album.
Right.
I didn't understand anything.
Right.
All right, so decode this rhyme, Jay. It's not in the book. It's not in the book. We need you to decode this.
Classic.
Here I come again, run up in niggas and duck ducking, I'm boo bucket, fuck it, I'm wild. But a boo band, what you niggas gonna do to the man? I see you bought your little group, and I'm still coming with velocity. Check it out, Jay.
Velocity.
Ain't none of these.
Yo, that's how.
I like that part.
Decode that rhyme, yo.
When I first started, it was more about being technical. I didn't have real life experiences. Those were like some of my early rhymes. So me and Jazz would just sit up and make the most ridiculous noises and sounds and try to, almost be an instrument inside a track.
You were scat rapping.
Scat rapping.
Good call, Kid Fox.
It was like more jazz.
Yo, but Can I Get Open was retarded. Can I Get Open even going back was a pretty dope record. I mean, it doesn't sound like you in the same way we're used to, but Ski still murdered.
You want to know something crazy that you just hit me in the brain? I mean, I always bring up Frank Sinatra references to Jay. Frank's goal was to sound like, I forgot the band leader's name. His goal was to make his voice sound like that guy's trombone.
Right.
Make it sound like an instrument. That's why he used to practice, and his voice would go like up and down like a trombone.
Right.
And he when he heard the trombone, he was like, if I sing like that,
people will like
it'll be like an instrument as opposed to just a guy singing.
What the fuck instrument were you trying to sound like on that?
SP12.
Yeah, SP12,000, right? Pat. It A, with I, ZD.
You should bring that back.
Yeah.
Well, you should bring that flow back, yo.
But what was, like, you're there, that's 95, you're stretching Bob. Like, did you go up there a lot?
No.
No.
I think that was maybe my first time up there. It could have been my last.
Really? You only
I'm
did?
not sure. I think I don't remember doing any other time.
People say you and Big L were going at each other. People say
they always say every
rapper. They always say that, but
these cats were
not going at each other.
No.
Everyone says that about Meth and Biggie on the what?
Yeah.
That Meth and Big were going at each other on that shit. But that you and Big have any shots at each other on Brooklyn's Finest? Didn't seem that way.
Irv says that all the time. I don't see where he gets it, but he does say that.
That record could have made you enemies, yo.
Why?
Because they going like that's
they both go in.
That record has made friends into enemies, debating who won.
Oh, the Big and
who did win?
The public. It's a very political answer, but it really. The whole thing about collaborations is so skewed. I think Nas did it when he was saying, Eminem killed you on your. I think Nas made that thing.
Oh, you're right. That was where it came up.
I think that was the point with. I mean, because we always thought who was better, Coogee Rap, but we still enjoyed the record. Now it's like you don't even get the record out before the person is saying.
Yeah, I try to enjoy.
Who won?
Yeah.
Who won? Like the record is not even out before. I when records coming out, they say, I wonder who got who. Yeah. The record hasn't even come out, so now people don't even enjoy the record.
Listening for beef.
Yeah,
we just thought the same thing about. We just did that about Eminem and Nicki.
Yeah, see,
because Nicki held it on.
But that's cool. That's fine because we do that as just a human nature. But as long as we enjoy the record.
Were you offended? Were you offended by the concept when people say you got murdered by him on your own shit? Did that bother you?
No, I think he's a very intelligent rapper, and very, it's just when you make 4,000 songs. I'm a constant collaborator, You know, some people are gonna have better days. It's just the way it is. But if we count the amount as a competitor, if we count the amount of records that I've been on versus people who've had better performances, then it's gonna be like, 400 to 3.
You're looking at the total record.
Yeah, but I'm just really just trying to make a great record. I don't get a person to hope they have a bad performance.
Right.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be hot. That doesn't work for you. It's your record.
Yeah.
I'll say this in front of Jay, and I'm proud that I can say this without anyone calling me a dick rider, because I've had this argument so furiously with people. Takeover beat Ether. Period. Because
I think it's a weight, and I think in the history when we look back, and I don't mean no disrespect to Nas, I think when you look back, it's not even close to the record. It's the record. If we take
record,
over,
the complete record.
If we take Ether, it's 100 times better.
That's what everyone gets into it, because Nas said kind of meaner shit, right? But the beat to Ether, and no disrespect to Ron Browse, that beat is garbage.
It's terrible.
That beat, like Takeover's Yay or just?
The Doors. Yes.
It's fucking Doors. Yay. Like, it's a monster.
Yeah.
And so to me, I always looked at the complete song, and everyone's like, yeah, but listen to Nas. And I'm like, yeah, Nas is saying mean, insulting shit.
And by the way, people moved the history around. When they played on Hot 97, they played Ether and Super Ugly. They didn't play Ether versus Takeover.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
But a lot of people don't know about Super Ugly.
Yeah, so...
But the battle... Because Takeover, you say a line or two. But
the lines that he hits with are more meaningful if you're ahead. I know who I paid God, Searchlight Publishing. But, you have to be sort of ahead to appreciate the jab.
But I just think it's just a better record.
I think
overall.
Yeah.
Just as a record.
Yeah.
If you know nothing about Jay-Z or Nas and you just put those two records on.
It's a better song.
Right.
Takeover is better.
It's too bad now that when Jay performs it and does the new version minus the shout-outs to anyone in the choruses.
Who?
It's like, ROC, we running this rap shit. No Chris and Neef shout-out. There's no Beanie shout-out. It's a different song in person now.
Now, I heard, Jay, that you were still sensitive and treat people a certain way that picked Ether over your song.
That sounds ridiculous.
You don't treat them a little...
I remember what the fuck happened.
That's ridiculous.
No. You don't give them a little jab?
I don't even remember who... I don't even remember who did that.
So you're going to sit here and tell me that you don't write down any of your rhymes. All your rhymes are stored in your brain, and you don't remember who picked Ether over
you didn't hear people on radio
if you look at that, if you think about it, think of it as a computer, right? So if you have an iPad right there. So if you have music and it has the green thing, it has music and then it has other. That's my life.
The memory storage. Got you. So memory.
I
music
remember
takes
things,
up 90.
Things that I love and resonate with me. I remember things that don't really bother me, I don't care about, are other. And they're this small in my life. Like someone picking either, and I really mean this, and I don't mean this with no disrespect. I'm just being honest. I love when Andre say, I'm just being honest. I'm really just being honest. I have no idea who picked either. I could care less. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me in my life at all. It represents such a small thing in my life.
It's crazy.
Can you tell me a little about the idea? I love this. I wasn't DJing yet, but everyone told me about the promo idea that you and Dame had for In My Lifetime. Do you remember sending out the wax for In My Lifetime?
Yeah.
Tell people about that.
You mean talking about with the champagne and all that?
Yeah.
My cousin Behi, he really hates this to this day.
Why?
He hates all DJs because of this. Because he reduced himself in his mind to, this is a Brooklyn, guy who been in the street.
The pride is crazy.
He's making baskets, putting champagne and
confetti,
party favors. He's gonna kill me for this. And lining the bottom of the basket with that Easter stuff. You know that. You know that green stuff.
The
I don't
gift
even know what
paper,
you call it. No, the
grass, like the
fake grass.
Yeah. He's lining it, and we're making big baskets, and we're taking it to the radio station, and he's standing out there at 4 a.m. to catch Flex.
With a basket.
And Flex is just walking by. Yeah, homie. Yeah. I get back to you.
And what did he throw? Threw in there 2 copies of the vinyl, a bottle of Dom P.
Yeah, it was Moet.
Oh, Moet. Bottle of Moet. I'm sorry. Yeah, because you had the bottle on the thing.
Yeah.
Bottle of Moet, and then some party favors, maybe some cheese.
Yeah, cheese and grapes and chocolate.
Did it
work?
Had all that?
It didn't really work.
Nah,
Did the record get any love?
No.
Because I was just playing it on my nerd shit.
It didn't really work.
In my lifetime?
No, man. Not on radio. Think about In My Lifetime.
All right.
First record on radio was the Ain't No and
Dead Presidents.
Dead Presidents.
Dead Pres got some love.
Wait,
Yeah,
which
both
In My
of those
Lifetime
records.
was that? That was the.
I always forget which version's which. The
This
Sierra
one.
Clark Kent one. I forget.
That one, right?
No, that was the remix. Wasn't that the remix?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the other version. It's the in my lifetime. It's
No,
the
that was the remix.
That was the remix.
This is the original.
This is the real one. Okay.
Payday.
Yeah.
The Payday one was the remix.
Right.
This is the original.
Yeah. Where you playing that from?
From his computer speakers.
Yeah, that was the original.
Good tune.
Sick.
Very, very, very good tune. Here let me wrap up. While we were talking about the battle thing, I want to wrap this up. You did Prodigy pretty dirty, as we all remember at Summer Jam and on Takeover. Do you still listen to the Infamous? Like, I feel like Mobb Deep, since you buried them, has sometimes, because you're so influential, have gotten overlooked when I truly think they're one of the great rap groups.
I think they're fantastic.
And do you ever still listen?
Yeah. I think they're great. I think Prodigy at one time was, one of the best rappers in the game. I don't know about ever, but I mean, in the game, at one point he was
up there.
He was close to being the best rapper. For a period of time, he was close to being the best rapper in the game.
Yeah. In the mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
His appearances were crazy. The I Shot You appearances and all that different shit was retarded. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like that's the funny thing about your position of power is like, Jay let air Mobb Deep out. And now it's like cats barely mention Mobb Deep. And actually on the low, I'm sure you haven't gotten to hear much of it, but on the low, Prodigy's actually continued to release, not big, but he's still good. Like and Havoc can still produce. And they're just sort of on the fucking sidelines. The G-Unit thing I don't think helped in the long run either.
Yeah.
But they were good, man. The Infamous is definitely my top 10.
Yeah.
But why? I mean, I don't know how you could answer this, but what's the difference between they had this, at one point you had the same popularity with a lot of other people. How did you excel like to this whole nother level and then again, then again, then again? Like a niggas just lazy or?
I think for me, and I can speculate on why, but for me, I think between my life and the story I tell and the journey that I'm on, I stay really close to it as far as the honesty of those records. So around the world, people relate to that. They connect to honesty. I think a lot of people get stuck in a time period and try to recreate that, but it's not really their life. So no one wants to be fooled. So you don't feel the same emotions for those, and some sort of records because they're not as close to the real person.
Now that's musically though.
What I'm saying?
That's musically. Like,
well, musically is part of life, right?
No, but I'm saying, like, do you do anything else that, like, do you have, like, did you make sure you...
I work. I got extreme work ethic as well.
Like, keep your relationship...
What time do you wake up? What time does Jay-Z wake up every day?
Well, today at 6 o'clock.
Well, besides a Howard day. Now, if you're not going to do Howard Stern.
I can wake up from 6 to 10. I don't really wake up after...
Never really after 10, though.
Yeah.
This is, by the way, this is the kind of thing that people like me and my cousin Jeremy always talk about. Like, no chance Jay-Z gets up any later than 8 o'clock. Like, I just imagine from your work ethic, I don't see you lounging in bed that long.
No, I can't.
That's a motivation for me.
Do you ever?
On the weekends.
On the weekends.
Yeah, on the weekends.
Because you work, like I was telling, like I work, weekends are busier for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, people are like, oh, you could sleep in. I'm like, no, I got to get up because I'm more busy.
You're wilding for that. Like, I need.
Yeah, you don't go crazy. You have like a Mariah Carey meltdown.
Yeah, you need that. I need to sleep in. I need a bagel and
I should have
coffee.
left Roc. I fucked up.
Yeah, big time.
You made me go.
But you having fun.
No, he go, yo, that MTV's a good offer. You should take it. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to leave. Nah, you should go. He kicked me out.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Kick me out.
You're welcome. He's a morning show host now, not 97.
I could have still been.
I mean,
he's not gonna fire the morning show host.
By the way, Saif, I got bad news. The reggaeton thing didn't work out, man.
I didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
That was my way in, though.
We tried.
It faded, though.
We
Nori,
tried.
shout out to Nori, but it didn't work out.
Tried to make it reggae, but it just didn't happen.
It just didn't pop off like that.
I almost had Vibes Cartel
Yeah.
on Roc. Forget it.
Back
It would
then?
have been a fucking...
Vibes Cartel was around back then?
Yo, have you ever truly listened to Vibes Cartel?
Of course.
He's Eminem of Jamaica.
I almost had him on Blueprint 3. We tried 3 different hooks.
Really?
Yeah.
Who? Which song?
Somewhere.
I need
I forget.
those.
Yeah, I know.
Where they at? In the
they-
studio?
Yeah. Guru has them.
Wow. He couldn't come. He sent them.
No, he was there. He came to
Oh, that's
Rock
before the
mic.
problem.
Yeah.
Vibes Cartel.
Yes.
This doesn't have the same impact on me that it's
Yeah,
having.
nah.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling.
I like him. I mean, he sounds
No,
good.
the problem with sidebar real quick. The problem with Vibes Cartel is that he's speaking in Jamaican slang and has an accent. But if you read his rhymes,
Retarded.
it's hard to read because the flow is all crazy. I would my goal
Like that.
my goal in life, which will never ever happen, is to get Eminem and Vibes Cartel on a song together.
Why do you feel he's that wild that you feel like
Ill, sick? But sorry, go ahead. Anyway,
no, I wanted to
Subject.
ask you about meeting your heroes, meeting the gods of the game. I remember at Yankee Stadium you acknowledged Kool Herc, which was pretty sweet. But you know, Kool Herc's Kool Herc. But I know he's not like literally your hero in rap. Who would like? Do you remember meeting Kane for the first time?
Yeah, absolutely.
When was that?
It was a while ago at Fresh Gordon's house. And we made this tape, me, him, and Jazz. And he did Set It Off for the first time. I hadn't heard it as a record before. It was a freestyle first. And he did, and he said, I put a quarter in your ass because you played yourself. And it wasn't even a popular saying. You played yourself wasn't popular.
Oh, it wasn't
at the
popular
time.
yet.
Mm.
So it was like the weirdest thing I've ever heard. I was like, what did he put a quarter in your ass because you played yourself like a game at the arcade? And then you need a fall aid and walk in the path that the law made. And I thought that I would never, ever be heard after that.
By the way, I like that Jay just said a while ago. That's how he described it. It was a while ago. It was when he set it off, and I was like, wait a second.
so that was what? When do you think that was? 87?
Yeah. Oh, whenever, man. It was a long time ago. A while ago.
A while ago.
So you knew, but so you got to know Kane basically.
I didn't know him. We met that day, and then I was, what I would do, I would come back and on the clock or Jazz urging, and I would do something musical and then leave.
And not
I would
be
go
heard
back
of.
to Maryland, Virginia, and they wouldn't see me for 6 months, 8 months. And then I would come back again, do something,
And
I
they
was
were just
really-
they were keeping you in it? Like, were you not that interested?
100%. I was interested, but I didn't want to pursue it. You got to figure at that time, hustlers was getting more money than rappers.
Hell yeah.
We looked at rappers as clowns. We pull up in Benzes and Lexuses. They jump out of turtle top with 16 people tight, bad clothing. We had big chains. If you look at every picture of me when I was young, I had a huge chain, 4-finger ring, diamond.
I know the back of the Jazz.
I was
off.
living and the
Yeah, they
Jazz
wanted-
jury was my jury.
You lent him that,
Yeah.
right?
So, and I don't mean as
That's not a no.
Nobody's
Jazz,
taking disrespect,
Jazz, don't go make a
man.
new record right now.
so.
Nobody's taking disrespect.
So, we were living. So I was almost embarrassed to say I wanted to be a rapper. It took me a long time to do that. So I was coming back, sneaking into my world, doing music, but then, going back. So I met Kane that day, went back. He remembered me and asked Jazz, man, where that kid?
Yeah.
And that's how we start hanging out. I remember he came into the projects, picked me up with that Batmobile Benz that he had. Everybody was going crazy.
Well, that
And
must
that's
have been.
when I start going on tour with him, and that's when we really start.
So was that like at that moment? Was that the greatest point in your life? Jay-Z
Yeah.
comes. Kane comes pick you up.
100%, not even close.
Do you still ever talk to him?
I saw him maybe a couple years ago. Yeah, we speak. I saw him at it might have been a Nas party, I think, because I remember Khalees changing like 3 times.
My mom did that at her birthday party.
At the community center.
I don't know what the part. I think maybe for Nas's album.
Do you feel weird when you see guys? Okay, for example, when I run into even people in radio, right, who were my bosses at a station that I was at 5 years ago, and then I hear from them now that I'm doing mornings on Hot 97, and their way of talking to me,
up on him.
and their way of talking to me makes me feel weird though, because they're talking to me big time.
Right.
Do you feel weird when all these rappers who you were they were your heroes and you dwarfed anything they ever did? But I'm sure on some level you still want to talk to them like.
Yeah.
How we're talking to
last
you.
time I saw Rakim, he was talking to me about DOA and how important and how incredible it was. But I felt the sense of pride. Like I just felt for him that
Yeah.
I still felt like the kid who listened to Rakim. I felt like
That's never gonna go
I
away.
almost felt like, how does he know DOA?
Yeah. Do these cats ever reach out to you? They ever reach out for a favor, though, to be like, yo, Jay, will you? Because I imagine if a Kane or a Rakim or someone like that asked, you'd oblige.
No, they don't. No.
They just don't.
Yeah.
Hip-hop pride. That black man pride you're always talking about, son.
Black man pride is serious.
It's a black man pride's a motherfucker.
How would they ask though?
I don't know. If Rakim's coming back with an album, it's like,
Would you
Rakim
do
and
it?
Jay?
If the record's great, I wouldn't
No,
disrespect.
you would because you do some weird record. Like
Yeah.
you do records with people that.
Well, why wouldn't you do Rakim if the record was good, I'd assume?
Yeah, that's what I said. If the record's good, yeah.
Oh,
I wouldn't disrespect the emotion of what I felt with him just to do it.
Just to do a random joint, but
I may not be right. It may not be good, but in my mind, it has to be good. I have to respect the legacy of what he's done.
like I noticed with you, you do a lot of features that aren't supposed to be singles, but they become like hood singles. They play in all the clubs, but they're not like the put out single. You do that on purpose, or
Yeah,
like
I do.
because they like the Drake song. That's
Drake song
One of my
should have been
favorite
the
songs
Drake song
ever.
should have been a single, though. To me. I came out the day that I heard that record, I go on Twitter and I'm like, the New York anthem is here. The summer's shut down. And I played it on my Sunday night show, and then I was like waiting for it to and I didn't get that record. I always felt like it should have been a smash.
I think it is. I don't think it's a single in terms of radio spins and things like that. But
It's the cat everyone fucks with, the joint everyone fucks with on the album.
Absolutely.
that shit is,
That was a
I
good
do records I like.
yeah.
I like the record. And I guess I
Be like
like
the
I like
Freeway
more
joint.
records that are not singles than ones that are. I mean, for me, if you look at the playlist that I have, like the playlist that I make, very few singles are on them. It's just my taste.
What playlists you make of your own stuff?
Yeah. The play around the house and
Yeah.
Who's
I
in your
make a bunch
playlist?
of playlists. Oh, forget it. Tom York.
I
Tom York, Prodigy to the other Prodigy from Mobb Deep to, everything. I just like good music.
Do you listen to a lot of music?
Oh yeah,
You have an iPod?
yeah.
Like when you're
A
on the
bunch of them. Like I bought every iPod that ever came out.
Who loads it for
It's
you?
disrespectful.
Do you load your own iPod?
Of course.
No. You sit at a laptop. Jay-Z sits at his Apple laptop, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
I actually know how to use the laptop.
No, I'm saying I'm sure you load some stuff in, but do you ever give like your iPod to Mr. C and tell him to put like
I try to get him, but he never comes through with me. I try to get him to give me all the fresh reggae
No, he'll
mixes. He
fucking
tell me he
Mr.
got
C will-
me.
Mr. C will
Yeah,
put
one
on-
day him and Flex sent me a bunch of Cold Crush though. They sent me a ton
tapes?
of it. Yeah. And that's the only thing they came through on. Usually when I ask him, he's like, I got you, Brooklyn. And he never does it.
I like to bust
Does
Mr.
that happen to y'all or just me? Yes,
No. But
Mr. C has
others,
zero follow-up.
Yeah.
Mr. C and I don't talk anymore. Mr. C and I's relationship is getting worse by the day. Because I
C's
hate...
gonna walk in here soon.
Yeah.
You don't talk to C on a Monday.
Oh, no, it's on Monday. Don't even say it.
Monday C, you don't talk to him.
No, Monday C is fucked
The
up.
crankiest nigga ever.
The
On
nasty
a
African. That's where the name comes from.
Okay, that name was invented on a Monday.
His Monday vibes.
And then on Tuesday, he lightens up. Wednesday, Thursday, he's like, "What's up, y'all?" And
Oh, no, Friday.
Friday C is the best.
Friday C's your best friend you ever had in your life.
So speaking of Mr. C, man, I mean, you know what? I just saw the Notorious movie. I didn't watch it when it came out. I protested it. I boycotted it.
Why?
And after he saw it, he
know.
felt like he was justified.
But why? But why?
I don't know. I felt like maybe it was a little too early, and then like, I just from the commercials I would see, like, oh, I'm gonna be the greatest. Like, I was like, I don't know. Then when I watched it, it was definitely like, 'cause remember I used to DJ for Kim, right? So put it like this: 2 weeks before he died, God rest his soul, I landed in Virginia. Lil C's was Kim's hype man. We landed in Virginia. He gets a phone call on some kind of flip, one of the old flip fucking Motorola's. And he goes, yo, Big told me to go to L.A. And he left us. He went to L.A. I didn't see him again until after Big died. But like, I watched the movie. It was definitely like the Disney version.
The context was wrong. The shit was
There's
just
a
wrong.
couple just things wrong that didn't have to be wrong.
Right.
Like you definitely needed to be in the movie. How are you not in the movie? Not you, but someone who played you. Like
That character.
it was missing too much shit.
You also named a lot of the people that were.
I think the real. I know how you feel because I felt that way about D-Rock. I felt
Right.
the exact same. Like they
Wait,
left
did
him
D-Rock
out.
take the gun or C?
It was D-Rock.
He took the gun.
Yeah, but they left him out. So they left him out of
Too
the story
long.
too long.
Yeah.
like he came home after everything was gone, and he did.
was definitely
I
there.
felt that way about him.
Just a certain little
It's
thing.
like somebody leaving Tata out of my story. I would be like devastated.
But I can see how they could, I guess.
Yeah, what if it was a big?
If you're looking from outside, but there's no way you could leave him out of the story. There's no way.
Yeah.
How? So here's the thing that we want to know. There's a lot made of your relationship with Big and like the hip hop history. It's always, you guys are associated. You quote him all the time. What was the actual relationship like with you? I always question, were they actually really tight? Were they kind of just like guys who were worked in the, were both rhyming?
No.
What was the relationship like?
After Brooklyn's Finest, we went to see Bernie Mac, and from that day, I don't think there was a day that passed that we didn't speak. If we didn't go out to eat, we spoke on the phone.
Oh, you guys were that tight after
Yeah.
Brooklyn's Finest.
Yeah.
But up until then,
If you look at his last interview on BET, he's a shout out my daughter. You could tell, right? Playboy Jay-Z, Jigga, it's the last thing he says. He said about 4 names. We're pretty tight.
Spoke
just got
every
close.
day.
Yeah. I actually spoke to Big from the party.
the night he died.
Yeah.
Wait, you were there?
No, Irv Gotti was at the party.
Oh.
He was like, yo, your man's here, boom, 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 and went and gave him the phone.
Shit.
And I was supposed to go to L.A., and I didn't go. And I spoke to him right, like, in the party. He was like, oh, and he was so happy. I was so happy for him because, imagine that time. He went back to L.A. his first time, and Hypnotized was going crazy, and he played in the L.A. club, and everybody's
Everyone
going
rocked
crazy
out.
and having a great time. So he was in the mood, like, I'm back.
Get over
Like,
all this bullshit and all that.
I got all of it. He felt like everything was behind him. And you see that in movies a lot, like everything's great and then something bad really happens. That really happened. Like he felt like he had reached the point where it was behind him, because it wasn't a beef with L.A. He felt like, L.A.'s giving him his love back. He's happy. He's got a new album, which would turn into be Life After Death, which he knew was great, and yeah, he was.
You heard the whole album
happy.
before it came out?
He actually had 4 records. He gave me the Downfall, Hypnotized. I was riding around. I was the great
The
time.
sampler.
Yeah.
I was like I said, I was Kim's DJ, right? So C's would come every weekend with a cassette.
Yeah.
So like I felt like I watched the album get made because he would have like portions of it. Like he had my Downfall before DMC was on the hook.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Like,
I had
parts
that.
of I was like, yo,
and I thought it was offbeat. I said, man, this sounds offbeat.
yeah, it was like a little
man.
weird.
Yeah.
So was Big super in the period before him kind of getting happy? Was it obvious that he was like super stressed out and
Yeah.
scared?
Yeah, and just about life, like, that sort of success, I got to see what it does to you. It changed him, and he started moving really careful. There's a time that I wrote about in the book as well. We were pulling up to Club Exit. It was called Carbon. You know how many times they changed that club. And it was some guys out front. And it's me, Tata, Big, and D-Rock. We were coming from dinner. We would go to dinner like every week. And we were going to the club. And with some guys out front, and he was like, nah, I ain't going in there. And me and Tata, we fresh out the street. We don't have anything to lose.
Where were you at this time? Like, was your album out at this time? No.
Yeah, I may have had Reasonable Doubt out. It may have been early, but I definitely didn't have a second album out because he passed before my second album came out.
Right.
So,
So
okay.
I may have had Reasonable Doubt.
But you could still go out. You could.
Yeah.
It wasn't like insane.
Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
I sold 34,000 copies the first week. I could go anywhere.
All right. You're a good
I was
guy.
still in the supermarket. So he was like, I'm not going in there. And me and Ty looking like, what? We're thinking like, are you serious? Like, you scared? We're so ignorant at that time.
Yeah.
We're thinking, we actually left him. We got out the truck. Our ego made us get out that truck and go in the club.
Had to
Like,
go in there.
we're like, we crazy. We going in the club. And we were talking about him when we left, which is so, like, I feel bad now. Like, we were talking about him like, could you believe that?
Like, what's wrong with this?
It wasn't scared. He just
And that's what I'm gonna
Saw
get to.
something.
Like, he saw something. He knew that he'd rather not deal with that. I got bigger things to do. I wanna go here. I'm gonna be successful, and I don't have to do that. So why put myself in that situation? And I think like that now. I don't put myself in those situations. I'm not scared of anybody. You know what I'm saying? I just don't put myself in certain situations because I know how I'm gonna react. So why put myself in that situation?
Well, and risk versus reward.
And he was going. He had bigger dreams and bigger plans. I remember him telling me to move to Atlanta. early, you know, before Atlanta became
the flight.
place.
Black Flight like went to Atlanta.
Yeah,
I was like,
he was like, I'm going to Atlanta. You should move, get a house next to me. And I'm looking at him like, are you crazy? You platinum. I got a lot to do here. Like I got a lot left to do. I can't go to Atlanta. You know, so he just had a bigger vision of what he wanted to do.
So he was like, 3-4 years younger than you?
Mm-hmm.
So he's schooling you.
Yeah.
Like, you're going in the club to have.
In terms of success in the music business, he was light years ahead of me.
yeah.
Damn, man. Where'd you meet? How'd you meet him?
We met at Weston House, and then Mr. C would always tell me about him. We didn't know each other in high school, though. We just, you know, knew like that guy rapped, and this Busta Rhymes went there as well. So it was more so like he raps, you rap, and it was like we knew each other as.
What year was Busta? If because you were like a senior when Big was a freshman or something like that.
Yeah.
And Busta was in the middle.
No, Busta's probably the same age as him.
Busta's like, I think, yeah,
Right.
he's on par with me. Yeah. And
It's a normal high school.
yeah, but we didn't really go like 4 times a month.
It was like rumored that you went.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but then Big, like, so was there any like weird, like you and him clicked, became friends? Was your friends with his friends, or was it kind of separate?
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
was cool. And
Yeah, we were all cool. It was mostly me, Tata, D-Rock, and Big. That was the
main.
What about the other cats we know from running around Brooklyn? I hate to ask in such an arbitrary nerd way, but like Old Dirty, like cats that were around roughly that age in Brooklyn. Who else did you know well or was around that we know of?
No, I wasn't around anybody else. I didn't have many people that were friends in the industry at all.
So Big was actually a rarity in terms of that.
Yeah.
How'd you end up on that? How do you end up on the random freestyle with Shaheem?
That was Kane. Kane was running with. I remember Kane was a big advocate of Old Dirty, like early on.
Really?
Yeah.
Before he was Old Dirty as we knew him to be.
Yeah.
Shit.
So you wasn't around the industry, but you was still into music back then. Like you used to buy all the music.
Yeah.
Everything like hardcore.
Nah, just the great stuff.
All the Tribe shit.
Tribe, you know, I remember driving around Trenton listening to that BDP album just all day long.
So the best shit.
Yeah.
The NWA's, your Tribes. De La? You listen to De La?
Not so much.
Why?
I didn't really relate to my.
Yeah, people thought because 3 Feet High and Rising, this in the street, like I don't think it had any appeal to people. And then, like, did you ever listen to later stuff? You ever listen to like their albums after, like De La Soul is Dead or Balloon Mind State?
No, Guru swears by it. You know, I just never really got
De
it.
La Soul is dead. If you get a chance on a private jet somewhere, pop it in.
Has Guru ever put you on to much Dilla shit?
No, my cousin Beehive actually was the first person to play Dilla for me. Like, I don't know. I guess he knew him some sort of way. Beehive's
This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, that is a concept that's out there all the times that everyone's like, do you think Jay will ever get a Dilla beat?
I almost had I've had like a tape full of
I'll give
Dilla
you
beats, like 40 of them.
I'll give you 400.
That he gave you or after he passed?
He gave Beehive to give to me. Like somehow Beehive connected with them.
Yeah.
And he got a tape full. It was amazing. I was like, I thought I was listening to something. I was like, man, it feels like Large Professor, Pete Rock, that era, but it's something progressive about it that's really cool. And I never got to it, sadly.
It could still happen.
Yeah.
There's still beat CDs out there.
Yeah, it won't be the same, but I know it's
Yeah.
Would you do it though?
Yeah, if it's great.
Can you tell me about, I ask everyone, what is the process? Because I know you and Primo have an interesting, funny sort of
I just
relationship.
saw Primo 2 weeks ago. We had a great talk.
And I saw you with him backstage at Rock the Bell.
Usually Primo, and I don't mean to throw him on, you know.
Keep it real. Everyone keeps it real.
Keep it real.
Never
He's
turn
slow.
shit in.
You don't
He's
have to
slow.
prompt. You guys don't have to prompt me to talk.
All right, go ahead.
I'm just putting a disclaimer out there because I know, like in hip hop, everyone's so sensitive about even things when they're truth, like Hammer.
Fuck him. What the? Who knew?
Anyway, so he said, man, I got to get on this album. I know, because what happens with Primo is he's always at the end of the album. He always comes around at the end of the album. It's always too late, and it's always like, you know, a week later I hear something that I possibly could like. You know, I never get enough time during the beginning of the process to You know,
Did that happen this time too? Did that happen on 3?
the last time I saw him, he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna get here early." And he called. To his credit, he called a couple of days ago. So you know,
All right, so does that mean are you working again now?
All right.
I'm working. I was gonna start working on
Here's-
a solo project, but now I'm working on Watch the Throne with Ye.
Here's how you do
When
it.
is that coming out?
I don't know. We did. We went away to Bath, England last week. I was out there doing some promo, and we did about 7 records in 3 days. So we're gonna finish another 3 records. Probably look at it to see if we should take any records off and record new ones, and just to make it better. And but it's coming out amazing. So I don't know when
The
it's gonna come out.
Joy?
We got to finish it.
The joy.
Yeah, Joy was
The
fun.
the
That was
Joys.
all those records were for Watch the Throne. So we had to just make a new album.
No, we're for Dark
Joy.
Twisted Fantasy. That was for
All-
Ye's.
No, Joy.
Uh huh.
I'm so
Monster.
appalled. I'm so appalled.
I'm so appalled.
Those were all Watch the
felt like-
Throne.
Yeah, the Power remix.
Because
they were
remember,
all Watch
there was talks of Watch the Throne coming first. Remember, it was like
Yeah.
Yeah,
got confusing.
I was just happy to hear you on a Pete track. Finally, that was the first
yeah.
time
That's
ever.
how. That's Pharrell. That was Pharrell Dream right there.
Finally.
Fucking.
What?
That's the shit that pissed me off in that Biggie movie when Puff brought in the Juicy sample, but Pete did the beat first.
Right.
And sorry.
Another track. Yeah, another fact.
That's made me just think of it.
Pete
Like,
Rock-
that's,
Pete
that's,
Rock
I was watching the movie. I was like, wait.
That's
No,
how
they're
it
not
happened.
They're not gonna skip over Pete Rock. He's gonna mention it. No, they're gonna mention.
Like-
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, they didn't even say it. No, Pete Rock did Juicy.
Now, Jay, I've been sitting here listening to you guys talk about
All right.
hip hop history
Get it in.
and that nature, but I'm here to tell you that they're not your friends, man. They really have beef with you. Because word in the street is that you guys are managing Solange, right, Rock Nation?
Mm-hmm.
And they're DJs. And they're upset at Solange that you guys keep on taking all of their gigs.
Yeah, all
And
these
they're like,
non-DJs.
what's up with that?
Yeah,
What's up with this, Jay?
it's not my fault.
Can you manage us? Get us some DJ gigs out there in these streets.
Yeah, we could talk about it.
So if you know
got
Jay,
beef in the streets.
you guys can
Yeah.
talk about this
I choose my J emails
very wisely.
very carefully.
They're like,
That's why I'm here
Solange.
today. I
Have
got
I
an
ever-
email from Syph.
Have I ever hit you with some bullshit?
He hit me. Syph hit me. I was like, okay, let me go see him.
He
man.
waits. He waits. He doesn't
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
for everything.
Yo,
And I know it comes from a great place.
And I was
He's
recently
very-
at your he's
go.
what? I was recently Friday night. I went to the box.
Get about Syph.
Okay, I
Go.
went to the box to go see the big announcement, you signing Jay Electronica, and now there seems to be a little bit of hostility between Jay Electronica and Diddy, because Diddy tweeted something like, he can't breathe anymore because he feels like a friend betrayed him, because there were rumors coming out that he may be signing with Bad Boy. So now that he's signed with you, is there some hostility going on that you didn't know about between Diddy
I
and
didn't, I
Jay
didn't know
Electronica?
their relationship were. I didn't know that they were friends in that sort of way. What I did know was that he tried to sign. I know he was working with him in some capacity, and then it went away, like sometime last year. And then I didn't even believe that the opportunity was still there to sign Jay Electronica. And when I found out it was like a no-brainer to me.
But you and Diddy
I
never
didn't-
communicated on that level, like, yo, I'm thinking about signing this dude, and
No, never. He never said those words to me.
wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because there were
And
recent.
I didn't know they were friends at all.
Oh, Diddy and Jay Electronica?
That's
Really?
crazy to
I
me.
didn't know they were friends. I know he was an
Working with,
artist
yeah.
trying to,
You
work
didn't-
with him. I didn't know
You
they
didn't
were
know
friends.
Puff's heart would stop if they didn't work together.
These are
Yeah.
the things that he's tweeting, and then Jay Electronica tweeted to Diddy
But-
that betrayal is a very serious allegation.
But they made it up all in the end, right? Diddy's like, I'm happy for everyone. It's all good.
After all is said and done, after he had to be checked.
After he had to be checked. It was a very interesting moment on Twitter. You know Twitter, Jay.
Yeah, I missed the whole thing. So
I know Jay does not
How
on
often
Twitter.
you go on Twitter?
Jay doesn't go on Twitter.
Never? You've been on-
missed the-
Who
of
tweets
course.
for you?
That's a secret.
Oh,
Not Jay-Z. Not Jay-Z's hands. That's not who's not tweeting for him.
Yeah.
What else you got, Fox? Come on.
well, I also wanted to know if you think that Willow Smith is going to be bigger than Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber's huge, by the way, huge star. And it's no way of telling. I know she's extremely talented. And I know we have like 4 more hits on her right now. If that means anything, then she could possibly be bigger than Justin Bieber.
I mean, when you saw her, did she just have that star quality? Like, I gotta sign.
I heard the record first, and
Who played it for you? Will
Jay
Smith?
Brown. Jay Brown played the record for me, and then he was like, she's 9. And I was like, 9?
I know, that's
She
insane,
didn't
by
sound
the way.
9, of course.
No.
And then he was like, this is Will and Jada's daughter. And I was like, whoa. Then I went to Japan, and I met her. And she walked in the room, and she just said, I am extremely nervous to meet you right now. And I thought that was such a mature statement.
Wow.
That I told her, I said, man, I think that's very cool of you to tell me exactly how you feel. And she said, I know, my mother tells me to say exactly how I feel, so I'm on that program. She used the word, I'm on that program. And I said, oh, she's a star. I'm signing her tonight.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's hilarious.
So Will didn't call,
9.
like Will, you weren't sitting next to Will at the Fela opening, like, yo, check this out, it's my daughter.
Never mentioned it to me.
Never mentioned it.
Never mentioned her to me, excuse me.
Are you and Will tight?
We're very, I can't say we're tight. We speak, and we're very cool with
Very
each
cool.
other.
Associates. Was that
Yeah.
fair?
But what makes tight, like what you like you said, you used to go to dinner with Big all the time. Like,
That's tight.
who do you go? Who's that? Somebody that you go to dinner with on a reg? Like,
That's in the music business.
yeah, like
I
we
say
had.
the
Like,
most, the closest person in the music business I probably have is Chris and Gwyneth.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of those random,
That is a
literally,
random-
when I first heard that, Jay, as random guy again from the suburbs, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? This is the most random friendship in history. How did you guys end up being, why them of all people to
Because
be?
they're nice people.
They're just good peeps.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Very funny, my sort of dry sense of humor. That's why I like Cypher. He's that sort of smart, dry sense of humor. It's just,
I guess
I like people. I don't, everything
matter-
else.
it doesn't matter
what
who they
you
are?
do for a living and who you are as a person has no bearing on whether we're gonna be friends or not.
So you guys sit around and talk about Curb Your Enthusiasm episodes? Do you guys do that?
Do you watch Curb?
Me and this guy.
Yeah.
No, not me and him. You talking about me?
Yeah, because he says he likes your dry sense of humor.
No,
You
but
don't
I'm
like
saying,
that?
what are you talking about?
No, I
I don't
do.
really like him.
No, I love Syph.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
he calls me a stereotypical black girl from time to time.
Yeah.
So,
We had a
That's all
fight.
part of the humor.
We had a fight.
He wasn't playing.
I'll probably shit. Let's not open up
He
that
was
can.
serious.
We had a fight, and I said some things that I shouldn't have said, and I apologized.
Yeah.
Right?
Of course, I love
Okay.
Syph, but I just wanted to know, when you're popping in, you just want to get your mind out of the world and just be stress-free. What would you watch?
On TV?
No, like on DVD or Syph likes Mad Men. He loves Mad
Love
Men.
Mad
They
Men.
talk about Mad Men.
I couldn't
a
really
lot.
get into Mad Men. It was
Got to commit to it.
I tried to.
You gotta watch from.
It was
the
like
jump.
some episode where they
Can't watch
they
in the
was
middle.
trying to sexually harass some girl, and she was like,
Nah, you can't watch from the middle. It's all interconnected. You like The Sopranos?
"I love The Sopranos."
It's all same. One of the writers made that show.
Yeah.
It's interconnected. You gotta watch it.
You watching,
I'm gonna get you the DVD.
You watching?
Done.
You watching Boardwalk Empire?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Sick.
Okay.
I didn't watch last night yet.
Really
but
good.
That's just pretty
Like,
good.
I like
Last night was great.
Family
Chill,
Guy
yo.
in a weird
I
way.
love
Last night
Family
shit got
Guy.
There
crazy.
you go.
Really?
Yeah. I love Family Guy.
You
Curb?
watch Family Guy?
Love
So
Family
you
Guy.
learn
you go
something new every
home.
day.
You go home. You're laying in bed, 11 o'clock at night. You put the TV on and watch a Family Guy.
Yeah, only when I can. I don't really watch TV a lot. I watch ESPN and I watch Sundays on HBO. Like there's always something for me Sunday.
Yeah, always.
and that's pretty much
Yeah.
when I'm in the house. I watch football all day and then I watch HBO at night.
You a Giants fan?
No,
Jets fan? Cowboys fan?
yeah.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Son of a
I
bitch.
knew he was gonna. He's a Redskins fan, so he just crushed his world.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this year, at least this year, I can be
It's
in a room
my
with
pop's fault. I grew up with that team. I know no other team. That's the only team I ever knew.
you. So you're like a true Cowboys. Did you enjoy yesterday then? You must have had at least.
I didn't watch yesterday. I'm over them right
Oh,
now.
you took a break. You
Yeah.
See, I always had struggled with that line. The Redskins push me to it all the time. We'll see if they do it tonight. That do I deserve to walk the fuck out because you're not playing for me right
No,
now?
exactly.
And so they crossed the line for you this year.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, if these guys, you're gonna play like that, then you don't deserve my time.
And by the way, this isn't Peter Rosenberg's time. This is Jay-Z's time, for God's sake.
But how do you
Fuck,
walk?
I
How
could
do
be
you,
making money right now.
Yeah,
like how do you walk the streets, Jay? Like if somebody knows you, like we know you, you're. I don't want to say regular guy because that might sound insulting, but you're a regular guy. Could you? How much regular stuff can you do?
Good question.
what you mean, like eat dinner? I eat dinner every night.
No, I eat dinner. I know, but you can't.
At regular
take a
public
cab?
restaurants?
Yeah.
ever take a cab?
I took a cab maybe a month ago. It's like a rare occurrence. When I take it, it's like a big deal
Why? Like, how do you?
because I have a car.
And so sometimes, why would you get a cab though? What would be the situation?
Well, my car, sometimes some
New York City,
incompetent
sometimes it's
things
faster.
happen, and my driver's at the car wash when he should be in front of the building. That type of stuff.
And so you're like, fuck
and
it.
I can't wait, and I'm like, I just jump in the cab.
How fast does the mob begin? Like if you're outside and people catch wind, how long do you have when the first spotter?
About 45 seconds. I just realized that yesterday. I tried to. I went to, and this is not like a fake plug. This is just real. I went to take a picture in front of the Gucci store because they got the jacket out there, and I wanted to get like a real time picture. And I tried to go out there and get the picture, and it was like,
What,
40
the-
seconds.
not even 40
The jacket of
seconds.
your book?
Yeah, they got the Gucci jacket, and it's hanging in the window, and it has a page from the
Which
book.
on Fifth Ave?
Yeah,
Oh.
it has a page from the book inside the lining of the jacket, and they have it hung up inside the window.
that's hot.
So I tried to get a picture in front of the jacket, and I
Outside.
got out, and it just was like,
40 seconds.
Really?
yeah, and I
Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy the? I mean, people. You
that
mean a
wasn't
lot to
fun.
people, but you mean a lot. To, you're not just
No,
like regular.
you know what I enjoy is when people see me and they speak to me as if they know me.
You like that?
I really enjoy that. People say, "Hey Jay, what's up, Jay?" They don't say Jay-Z. They don't say. It's not like a thing. It's almost like a, like a friend.
And that area that you were in is mostly shopping people, tourists.
Yeah. So that one.
Like what if like
It's like hiding. It's like height.
Right.
Yeah.
that's like the paparazzi attitude, but like I don't know where you would be, whether it'd be just like 4 hood kids walking by, like what do they do? Like just try to slap you 5?
Yeah.
Like,
That's when it's like, "What's up, Jay?"
But that's the best. I hate to get all racial as I always do, but that's the best thing about black fans.
black people what? What do black people do?
That black man pride makes fans cool for the most part. They just want to dap you up and keep it moving. I explained this to Asher Roth very early. I was like, Asher, your white boy fans may start to drive you nuts a little bit. They're all going to want to pound fucking beer with you and be weird.
yeah.
And he hit me up like 2 months later. He's like, yo, why are my black fans the best? They just walk up, give you a pound, and keep the shit moving. That's generally how it is. Not going to fucking...
Yeah, I remember you told me you took the train like
94.
was a
I remember
blizzard or
'cause it
something?
was
No,
a blizzard.
96.
It was the
blizzard of
win-
96.
You sure? I thought it was 94. I felt
Wait,
like
that
it
was the last
94.
time you took the train?
Yeah.
You haven't taken the train in that long?
Of course not. How am I going to take the train?
I don't know, at least be amusing or something once. Like, I guess you wouldn't. I don't know, you wouldn't sit on the... It would be awkward to sit on the train. I guess-
What do you miss?
It would be like distracting.
Yeah.
Like, do you miss anything about
Who wants that?
being like?
I don't even take the train anymore.
Shut up, K.
I don't.
I don't take the train either. I got.
You're the only
I
one,
take the
Rosenberg.
fucking- I'm
You're
taking
the
it
only
today.
I
one.
had a fight on the train.
I was
had a fight.
I was actually jealous that Gabe and all, a couple of my friends took the train up to Yankee Stadium. I was
Oh, for the
really
show?
jealous of that experience.
Yeah,
So I know I kind of know what you're feeling. I was really jealous of that feeling.
but you couldn't.
Then
do
you
it.
got over it in the Maybach.
Yeah. Then I got on stage. And I was like, take the train.
I'll take it on stage and stuff.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would love the experience, but this experience is a little better for me.
But
for
it-
me.
But like, do you ever throw your clothes in the washing machine? Like, you don't do any of that stuff.
No.
Do you ever? Yeah, because bad man don't wash no gal underwear.
I know, I understand that. I know
Like,
that.
do you make a sandwich?
Yeah, I
Fucking-
can make a sandwich.
Can you cook?
No, I can make a sandwich though.
You know what I would hate? I would
I'm
hate...
trying to think. Like, do you miss anything regular? Like,
I do regular things. What you mean?
but what things?
It's a
can't-
lot of people that
what
don't
things can't
perform
you
that
do?
don't wash clothes.
I know,
Or cook.
yeah, I know. I
That's like
understand.
regular shit.
But like, what do you miss that was regular that you can't do? Like,
Take the train to Yankee Stadium
You
for a
can't go to-
show. I would love to do that.
like when you brought Oprah to Marcy, was it Mob?
It was kind of early, so it starts like the edges was coming, and the interview was over. Luckily,
I would hate... Talk about, like... I have a tendency to... I'm an emotional guy at times. Talk about not being able to get into any sort of tiff with your girl in public. Like, literally be like, we're going to talk about this in 6 hours. Like, me and my girl will still be like, no, wait, hold on, I don't give a fuck. What do you say? Like, you have to be like, And we all know that, God bless your wife, all women are insane. So there's that moment where you're like, we're going to have to deal with this later.
yeah,
Because talk about a fucking field day for TMZ.
yeah.
Well, speaking of insane women, Nicki Minaj is basically dominating
Is
the
she
game
insane?
right now. She's insane.
K Fox has beef with Nicki Minaj.
I don't
got-
think she's insane.
I
I
think-
think she's rather sane.
What?
They have
Oh,
We've met before, so
had
this
a-
is on some other stuff.
black on black
Okay.
crime.
I didn't know which personality I was meeting, and I was meeting somebody else at the moment.
Don't get me caught up in these
No,
Don't drag him into
back and
this.
forth cat
I'm
fight.
not
huh?
dragging you.
Box fight.
I just want to get your opinion. She's definitely dominating the game right now. She's doing her thing. Granted, Little Kim was doing her thing at one point, but at one point you were associated with Foxy Brown, and it seems like all other female artists are just poof, they're gone. Do you think there's any chance for Foxy or Little Kim to make a comeback?
Yeah, if they have a great name. They have to just make some great music. I think it's absolutely. But it was just a very difficult time. I think she is ushering in the new generation of female artists. I think she should be applauded as well. You know, she's part of that new movement.
She's very good.
Sorry.
No, I wanted to get your opinion.
Can you rephrase that as saying "fuck that bitch"?
Yeah.
No, I think she's definitely doing her thing. I was rocking with Nicki.
When she first came out, we was
But it
making
just seems
I
weird.
heard was.
No, it just seems weird when you actually meet. You know how you're a fan. You ever met someone and you're really a fan of them, and then they're an asshole to you? Has that ever happened to you? And then you're like, forget them. I'm not their fan anymore.
First time me and
I know
Jay
I'm not the only one that feels like
we
that.
met and I sunned you that first time. Jay was like, Rosenberg. I was like, whoa, hold on, kid. I didn't realize it was Jay.
Yeah,
and I looked at him. I was like, oh, my bad.
After the third time, I was like, yo, I like your shit. I was like, all right, man.
All right, good looking out. Good
I'll
looking out.
let you on the show.
But you never met someone that you were just like a fan of.
Let me think. No.
Well, good for you, man.
He keeps it, but he'll keep it moving though.
Yeah, but Jay,
He
you
won't
know his
allow him
swag
to-
is always in 100, so it's kind of like, and men are just,
So is yours, K Fox. Your swagger's 110.
No,
if
it's-
Jay's 100, you're 110.
This is very true, but female to female contact is different.
Yeah, it is a
It's
bit
different.
different. Yeah.
It's a different animal altogether.
Yeah.
Sype, they're telling us we got Jay-Z has to go, apparently.
All right,
Apparently,
so real quick,
we can only do an hour and a half.
can you tell us? So we have actually
Hollywood Hove over here.
something for the radio.
KFOXX.
Oh,
We have
excuse
stuff for the
us.
radio.
I know.
Oh, sorry.
But
Oh, gotcha.
just so we actually have stuff for the radio, Jay, just talk about the book real quick.
And tell them about this contest that people can find the.
Oh, I thought that the Bing thing was such a genius concept that we came up with Drogba that I wanted to step the ante up. You know, I didn't want people just looking for clues for the sake of it. There's some people that just like to do it, so I just wanted to step it up. So I added a couple. I think it was 25,000 that I added of my own money to just add to the
what is
grand prize.
Yeah, what is it? People can find the clues. Tell them
So what happened was, you know, people release books in the typical way. They go on a talk show and they talk about a book. I felt that I wanted to do something different. You know, almost like, and I took the approach like we make music. We put out white labels and singles. So I took all the pages of the book, well, 200 of them, and I put them out, you know, all over the world.
Yeah.
There's some
Like the bottom of a pool in
bottom
Miami.
of
Yeah,
a
the one
pool
in Miami is ill.
you know, in all these places, in all these places. So when you find those things, you put them back together. You can basically have a sample of the book. It's almost like a.
It's kind of like Where's Waldo? You have to spot it.
It's a scavenger hunt. You
Okay.
you take it and you put it, you know, through this Bing search engine. You put it all in one place, and you can actually read the book, the actual pages of the book. So you almost have a sample of the book.
This guy's genius.
And it's when does it culminate?
Man, I have no idea.
When it ends? When people
Yeah, tomorrow. Wait.
Wednesday.
Get Janet, one of these
Wednesday.
days.
I think it's
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
They said the 20th.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again. Say the answer again, Jay, so we can make it clean.
It culminates on the 20th.
Perfect.
Good man.
What a clean answer that was, Jay.
Good man.
So the book, overall, just how would you describe it? Like, because I mean, I was like, I wonder what this book is really going to be. Huh?
Also, the grand prize is that you get Jay-Z tickets for life. Starting next year.
Thanks,
Big.
guys.
See?
That's huge.
So what, Jay, and what's the grand prize for?
You know, I put up 25,000, and also you get, you know, tickets to any show for the rest of your
for the
life.
rest of your life?
Rest of your life.
Jay-Z
Or
anywhere.
the rest
gonna
of my career.
Enter this contest.
least.
Where do I go to enter?
Bing.
Bing.
Bing.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
But so, guys, just describe the book real quick. Like, how would you overall describe it? Like, you're
It's almost like a conversation. Like it's these lyrics and these songs, but it's all the things that led up to them. So it's like a you know, it's a
I'm sorry, I got it.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, I got to jump in again. She said you're not doing a cash prize. It's just the Jay-Z tickets for life.
So what happened to the cash? Who took
yeah.
it?
Who the fuck
the
happened
fuck
to the
is
cash?
Jay-Z's money?
Who took the 20?
I don't think we should announce this yet. We don't really have it together. Let's just skip it.
Skipped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, if you send us the info tomorrow,
We'll take it. We'll do
add
it. We'll
on
do it
at
all.
the end.
Yeah.
We'll add it on at the end.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Stop interrupting me in the middle of an answer.
Yeah.
So go ahead. The book. It's a conversation.
It's like these conversation of these songs and what they meant, you know, and it goes outside of I said a double entendre, triple entendre. It goes outside. It goes into context of what we were going through and how we come up with these songs. You hear a song like "Fuck the Police" by NWA, and people think it's just a provocative song. Oh, these fucking guys are just ignorant. But when given context of how people was getting, beat over the head until the Rodney King incident, you didn't know why they were saying "fuck
Now
the
I get
police."
it.
Now you get it. When you see Rodney King being beat like that on TV, they were taking gang members in L.A. They'll take a blood and drop them off in the middle of a Crip neighborhood. Just drop them there in the alley, and good luck getting. And that was good luck getting back home. And that was their way of having fun.
That's
So when you hear a song like "Fuck the Police" in context, you know why they saying these things.
Right.
So I was giving some context behind these songs. The generation that we grew up in, a generation of hustlers that was, the neighborhood was infiltrated with crack cocaine by people way more powerful than us. The whole Iran-Contra situation and Reaganomics and all these things led to our decisions. It wasn't like we woke up one day and said, I'm sorry, we woke up one day and said we want to be the biggest drug dealers in the world.
Right.
We weren't given any opportunities. The difference between Bill Gates and, Billy G from the hood is Bill Gates had access to computers way before anybody. So he got to work on, he got to touch computers
stuff,
and so now he's created water. He's created something that's bigger than water, because of the opportunities. We wasn't afforded these opportunities. So we did what was in front of us.
Yeah.
And what was in front of us? It was drugs. It was everywhere. You got to figure what at the time. You put the time into context. And of course we made bad decisions. I'm not saying every decision we made was great. We're 16 years old. Of course we're going to make bad decisions. It just so happened that our decisions were life and death.
Right.
That doesn't happen.
That's the biggest difference between the suburbs.
Yeah.
A 16-year-old makes a dumb decision.
Right.
They drink and drive. They do something stupid. They have a party when their parents are gone for the weekend.
Right.
But the opportunities
And mess the house up.
Right. The opportunities to make bad decisions are totally different.
Exactly.
Steve, man.
And that's the context that these songs are putting in. So you have this book about a generation of kids, our language, and it really describes rap as poetry. It makes the case that rap is poetry because it is. You think about some of these genius songs that are made. It's real poetry.
Yeah, and then but some people even describe some of these rappers are so ignorant and all they talk about is getting money and hustling. I'm like, that's all they know. Now think about how creative they're being with just one. They had one toy. Look how they're making it do this, making it do that, like that. And then as you get like yourself, you get older, more successful, you learn more things. Because we can hear in your rhymes now, you talk about things that I have no idea what you're talking about. There's places you talk about.
Life experiences change.
Right.
And artists change.
Did you actually sit down and write this book, or did you tell it to someone else and then they wrote it?
I didn't physically write it, but yeah, if you read the book, you hear my voice in it. That was important for me to say my story. So
Yeah,
Dream
reading it
Hampton, she was a godsend for me. Like, she helped me organize these thoughts, but it's 100% my voice and my words.
Okay.
Yo, Jay, we got to let Jay-Z go, man.
Jay, thank you so much for coming through, man. We appreciate it. For real.
Juan Epstein, you did it.
He's gonna be at later today at the Barnes and Noble on 46th Street, 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So we were talking about a mob earlier.
There will be a mob
It'll
there.
be something like that. So go get the book. It's called Decoded. He didn't do usually around this time he does an album.
Said he did a book.
Does an album which knocks out everyone's Christmas sales. This year he said, I'm not gonna do an
I'm
album.
going to let you guys live in the music game. Yo, the book game, I'm coming for you.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? Going for these authors instead, coming for their neck.
Yo, I swear, Judy Blume is shook
Hey,
right
listen,
now,
hey,
son.
Ann Rice. Yo, Ann Rice. Watch your back, bitch. I'm coming. That's what Jay-Z's doing.